Chairperson, you allowed Lonzi Grace to conclude on a question. Seconds
Yeah,
later,
it was
you must be
relevant.
consistent.
You're speaking over the chair again.
No, but you're being a
You are
bully
speaking over
again.
the
What
chair.
are you hiding,
Switch
Tebogo
off,
Letsie?
switch off your mic.
Why do you not want us to engage with these
Honorable
people
Khakhau,
honestly?
I'm warning you.
You are warning me because you do not want the
Honorable
truth to come
Khakhau,
out about what exactly happened
Stop
here.
acting.
I'm not
We're on
acting.
TV. Order.
Not necessarily a point of order. I do think it's fair that we are able to register alternative views or differing views. Mine is the legal advisors for Parliament is correct in that cabinet ministers are supposed to come and account. But there's a missing link here that is not being considered. Here's the link. And the link lists in 3 sets of legislation. One being Rule 167 of the National Assembly Rules, read concurrently with Section 14, subsection 2 of the Powers Act, the Powers, Privileges and Immunities Act of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act 4 of 2004, empowered under Section 56 of the Constitution. If Kibala alone, Chapter 5 of the Powers, Privileges and Immunities of Parliament, that subsection 14 of it, it makes specific reference, and I quote open, the committee can summons any person to appear before it to give evidence or oath and affirmation to produce documents. So while it is true that Minister Ngabane is no longer a minister of this committee, reporting to this committee, what is true is that what we are investigating here, what we're conducting oversight here, is not concluded. This committee hasn't concluded its work. And so in order for us to give her the right of reply, which she can deny if she doesn't want to come get it, and then we can fight her to get it. But the bottom line is, if she doesn't want to come here, she's still an MP. It's very easy to give a summons letter to her for her to come here, as is empowered by the 3 sets of legislation that I've given you, as that being the case. Number 2, the point here is, which I think the legal team is saying, this committee can still continue with its work by engaging any persons. So the argument of ministry no longer being there and therefore ministry no longer having a need to serve before this committee on an unconcluded agenda item of this committee, that argument doesn't hold. So if we're not going to have them today, then committee will have to move that they must be summoned to come back with their minister.
Okay. No one is arguing anything about summons. Yeah. No one is arguing. The point here is, when you are doing inquiry, maybe that's the point you guys are missing. What were you doing an inquiry for?
Thank you, Chairperson. I have 2 proposals on how we move forward. I think the consensus in the room is that we must engage the panelists who are here today so that we can conclude our work. 2 proposals. 1, you are correct that the material conditions around the minister were different on Friday to today. You are right. That, however, doesn't mean just because she can't voluntarily come and because she's no longer in cabinet, that she's no longer supposed to appear before this committee. That's why then, to make sure that we thoroughly do our job and satisfy your concern about her right to reply, this committee and yourself and the chair you are sitting on give you the power to summon her to come and conclude on the matter. That way you can give her right to reply. So that's number 1. Number 2, Chairperson, what I'm asking here for us to consider is for us to not have these people go back. We must be able to engage with them today, let us ventilate and move forward so that we can wrap up on this thing. Whether ethics concludes to deal with her and her fraud, that's great. That's what the DA wants in any case. Public protector must do the same, so should the hawks, which they are busy with. So that is not an independent thing altogether. So if we're not agreeing, Chairperson, with yourself on the way forward, then I call that we vote on this matter.
It's very funny that you don't have voting powers, so you're calling for a vote. Honorable Khakhau.
Why, if you were appointed the secretariat of the committee or the panel, what informed your decision to not set up or convene the panel?
My contact or attempts to contact Advocate Terry Mutau was for him and I to sit and undertake some planning, an introduction, and agree on how the work was gonna unfold.
Mute yourself, thank you. So I think you know by now that 7 minutes is very little time. So if you saying, so you didn't, because Advocate Teremuta was not a success, you didn't meet. Were you aware, when the chairperson, when the Dr. Nkabane appointed you the responsibility to do the secretariat job, did she give you all the other people that she had appointed so that you know who you are supposed to set the panel with, or did she only tell you of Ndate Mutau?
I was appointed, it was indicated that Advocate Mutau is the chair. And I was also provided with Advocate Mutau's contact numbers.
Okay, but other people, that's the question. Apart from Mutau, we know about Mutau. The other people that she had sent appointment letters to, did you know who those people were?
I did not have a discussion with the minister. I simply received the letters.
So when you didn't succeed with Advocate Mutau, you didn't seek to meet with the other people, notwithstanding that part of the letters you would have would be another chairperson's letter of appointment being Mabuzanguban.
No, honorable member. There were communications between Advocate Mutau and I. And at some point, he was busy that we could not sit. But I did
You're not answering my questions. And
I want to explain why
no,
I
no.
will not.
Here, let me guide you. The primary question is, why did you not set up the meeting? We know that your attempts with Mutau were not successful. That's not a question, so I don't need you to reiterate that. But if you are in possession of all the other people that the minister has appointed, when you fail with Mutau, why did you not convene the rest? Where did you get the instruction to no longer proceed with the panel?
There was no instruction to no longer proceed, but there was never a conclusion between the process I was embarking on with Advocate Mutau. So it never got to a point where he said he's no longer participating. It was just that the times were not aligned.
And so by coincidence, you just left the process as is because you're like, I don't know where I am, and you did not consult anyone who did not give you any instruction.
I think the process was then overtaken by events given the delay.
DG, Sishi, you, on the meeting that we had on the 30th of May, I myself asked the department, including yourself, if anybody knew anything about this panel. You said you knew absolutely nothing about this panel. Now today you're sitting here saying that you have never been allergic from the onset of the idea of a panel justifying its work. That being said, is DDG Ngwenya lying when she says that yourself and Minister Nkabane together engaged her about the setup of this panel, resulting in a letter that appoints her for secretarial functions of the panel?
I think consistently, each time I've been asked the question, I have indicated I've never been involved in the appointment of the panel. Secondly, the minister herself confirmed that I've never been involved in the setting of the panel. But all this other time, I'm still the DG, which means there are certain things that can happen. For example, the movement, because that's what she said, the movement of the function to the branch that she's responsible for.
I'm gonna pause you.
Okay.
I'm pausing you there because I've heard you. It's fine. So the confirmation is that she's not lying. You were aware because you're the DG and you're her line manager. There's no way movements to functions can happen without her. That's okay. Ndate Solan,
I don't know if
did the former minister consult you as her advisor in ministry before she signed the final appointment letters?
She would not, I don't think she would be really,
Did she, yes or no? That's it. It's okay to say you are her advisor. We know there was no panel and you've already admitted yourself that you never sat in a meeting of a panel. Move that aside. You remained her advisor. Before she signed the appointment letters to give them to the people, did she consult you to say, as my advisor, do you think these appointments make sense or not? Yes or no?
Again, hold on. Again, I must come in. I told you, we have invited them in their roles as panelists, not their other jobs. I came in when Mkize asked, and I'm coming in again. Let's not ask them about other issues outside of what we have called them here for. So please ask a different question. You have 33 seconds.
Chairperson, we can easily accuse you of being a goalkeeper in this process, but it's fine.
No, you can accuse me of anything.
Wena
Continue.
Solani, did you facilitate the process in any way of the appointment of Dr. Ngabane's SETA board chairpersons and any other ANC cadre, either sitting as an MP or sitting in any structures of the ANC?
can you please repeat the question properly so that I can be able to respond to you properly? Because when you're saying in any way, it becomes way too broad for me to get.
I'm asking, have you?
Thank you very
You
much.
gave Sihle the grace and you took my time when you were talking
no, I
and you didn't
paused your
pause
time.
it. No,
I did.
Chairperson, you're
Desiree?
not being fair. Chairperson, you
come here.
allowed Lonzi Grace to conclude on a question. Seconds
Yeah,
later,
it was
you must be
relevant. You are
consistent.
speaking over the chair again.
No, but you're being a
You are
bully
speaking over
again.
the
What
chair.
are you hiding,
Switch
Tebogo
off,
Letsie?
switch off your mic.
Why do you not want us to engage with these
Honorable
people
Khakhau,
honestly?
I'm warning you.
You are warning me because you do not want the
Honorable
truth to come
Khakhau,
out about what exactly happened
stop
here.
acting.
I'm not
You are not on TV.
acting. I am not acting.
You are.
You are bothered because you have something to
Yeah,
hide.
what's the point of order? Yeah. No, she's acting. It's okay. Honorable
Chair,
yes?
order.
Yes.
Or Chair,
Yeah.
you see, every time in this committee, we are not going to have this dialogue to take place at the presence of the South Africans who would want to know what is happening in the country.
Yeah.
If you have overruled, we have overruled, we listen to you as the chair, then we proceed. My word is that we are degenerating and we are not getting to the bottom of this. Please.
No, I hear you. People think we're acting, we're on TV, we're on Movango. They're just doing it for that. So we understand. We've got a duty here too. Time is done. You can't say just because the chair allowed Msezana 30 seconds more, the chair must allow you. That's on the discretion of the chair. So I'm not giving her because the questions are not relevant. It's asking questions that I've overruled on Mkize. And you're wasting time on this one. Desiree, let's go. And I've said, I'm going to be very strict on the rules and ask people to be removed in our meetings because they know the rules are that when the chair speaks, you don't speak over the chair. But we've got people who want to trend and create content.